Tasers out in the kitchen.
There's people out there that they do use them as tools, and they're, you know, they have a run outside for them, and that's where the dogs live, and the dogs get socialized with during feeding times and when it's work time. But I don't know, that's not how we operate. We choose to have them as part of our family. So
do you give this to Dookie?
But yeah, having the dogs, and my stipulation of the dogs had to be able to live in and amongst us because we were about to have a baby. Bubby, do you want something to eat?
Hey, dude, buckle up. Daddy have your soother? No, I don't need a high five.
yes. My name is Braconnier. I'm from Campbell River, and I'm a houndsman.
They're athletes. They're not just animals, they're athletes.
And they are. We keep them in good shape. We keep them conditioned.
They're gonna be better prepared for whatever season and grueling condition we throw them into when the time comes. If we're on it, we're exercising them day in and day out, week on end.
Okay, get it. Good boy.
Honestly, the easiest answer when people ask us why we do it is because of the dogs.
And then try and race out of the neighborhood before we piss our neighbors off with some banging dogs.
Hard times catching up when you're living under the gun. So how does it feel? Some wounds don't ever heal. Eye for an eye, praying for a sign. Blinded by the pain you can't conceive. Tearing you up inside.
The snow determines where you have to hunt, unfortunately, for us when we're cat hunting. We're very much at sea level. Like we're at sea level. I live at like 4 meters above sea level, right? So when it's wintertime, we don't typically get snow at our house. You have to head up as high as the snow is.
Some of those spurs that go down towards the swamp and like towards Helldiver, those would probably be worth a check. Or there's like an older grade up above Helldiver as well that I think would be worth looking at.
I mean, there's nasty terrain everywhere, but we consistently have tough terrain. Basically, once our dogs leave the road, they're gone. Right? Like the forest is so thick.
There's no nice way to say it. We live in some of the worst country to let run dogs in. Yeah, we've got really thick country, steep hills, wet cliffs, rivers.
Not just rivers, there's big rivers. There's rivers that you would lose dogs in. There's rivers that you would not make it across if you tried to swim across.
Highways, we battle it all, yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's tough country. It's really tough country to hunt. You get to know the areas. You get to know the areas to stay away from. So the dogs got hung up just down in here. I was hoping they were gonna run across them actually working across that open section. You know, you got your roads all loaded onto it. You can put topographic maps on there. You can put aerial view maps on there. You can think we can run up to 20 dogs or something like that per remote. So I mean, you got all your dogs, you got all your buddies' dogs, and you can see what everybody's doing. You can see what's all going on, and yeah, it's come a long way.
What is he doing?
He says he might have a bear in the tree.
That's a dog there.
Yeah, the cat's going that way. You can see like the melt there and then there and then there. 99% of the time you're just driving around looking for tracks in the snow and then you let the dogs out on the set of tracks.
Trying to figure it out, and then if they do and start, really taking off on it, just start.
It's just once it gets off the road, I think is the biggest thing. It's like this isn't the road's not going to leave a whole lot of scent. As long as somebody doesn't come around the corner and drive over it.
Yeah, let's put a couple older dogs on it, and then we get to the point.
When the moment first came to you, you were laying face down in the mud. Now you're standing back up on your feet, waiting for the rising up. We all look the other way, sweating like you're on the run. Hard times catching up when you're living under the gun.
It's a family thing, yeah. And whether it be, like your husband, your wife, and your kid, or even just a friend that's become extremely close and is like family.
We've got another couple that we hunt with that they've got a little girl, and she gets loaded up into her carrier and she gets to come in. And
their dogs are an extension of your dogs. Yeah, the community and camaraderie in it is, I would say, is a huge pull.
How does it feel? Some wounds don't ever heal. Eye for an eye, praying for a sign.
it doesn't matter if you tree anything. I mean, obviously that's the hope, but at the end of the day, we all have a good time out there, and we'll bring a barbecue and we'll have a lunch to warm up, no, it's cool. And there's a lot of times that you just go home at the end of the day and it's just, you feel like you accomplished something, even if you didn't tree an animal or chase an animal. You got to spend time out there with your family and your friends, and yeah, it is. It's like a big hunting family. It's a big hunting community, for sure. Yeah.
Oh, that's a good thing. Yeah, they're probably traumatized from the last time they ran a deer.
Just putt along in the truck doing, 15, 20 kilometers an hour. Those elk smell good. Dogs are happier than a pig in shit. Because they're outside doing what they want to do, right? They're outside doing what they love. The green line is because Duke's collar wasn't connected, and then once it reconnected, it just went from like a straight line.
Gotcha. Goes on the other side of the lake that they're by. I'm not sure how drivable it is, but I'm gonna give it a whirl.
So you're heading back to that same.
No, we're gonna go down the main line and up another main line to get onto the other side of them.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I kind of feel like they had to have treed something in there, but couldn't locate.
Yeah, well, might as well.
Not really much else to do.
Mm-hmm.
No other roads in there.
Yep. Pretty cool.
Yeah, I never thought that in order to walk my dogs, I was going to have almost $5,000 in gear. If I want to unclip that leash, I better make sure I got a GPS collar on that dog. Each of the dogs have their own track line, which is colored, and then it's just on the mapping, right? So we can see them moving in live time, updated every 2.5 seconds.
Sorry, Dottie's with them right now. Okay, I'm just walking down the road then. Yeah, okay, we're coming down.
Perfect. Yeah, see you in a bit, babe. Love you. I can roll that way.
It's an invisible leash for sure.
Mine only shows.
It's an Overwatch. I call it the Overwatch.
Yeah, that's.
This one goes actually up towards, and it gets on their
This
track.
is this is the one that loops around. to like where they actually are.
Yeah, because as much as you'll hear houndsmen make jokes that they, you know, it's just a dog, it's just a hunting tool, and I don't care if it comes back, I'm just out here doing this. They don't mean that. There isn't a guy out there that doesn't care about his dog. He might put on a good show, but they'll all put themselves through the same grueling terrain, right? We unleash our dogs, and they might dive into the deepest, darkest hole after whatever they're chasing, but we're going in after them.
Yeah, it says Tucker's treats. I wonder if they popped one of them up and the other ones just kept on going.
It was kind of that perfect temperature because it holds the scent in the snow better. If it's too cold, it almost freeze dries the track and it actually sucks all the scent out of it. So do you see how neat they are? They don't drag their feet, and it's just they pick their feet up, they put their feet down, they pick their feet up, they put their feet down. It's pretty melted out, but you can see like the outline of the pad and then the toes. And if the snow's too wet, it's called washing out, and they'll basically step through the snow into the water or the wet layer underneath, and then it just washes all the scent away. So we had this really, really, really good snow, and then it was like we got an inch or two every night or every other night, and then it tells you whether or not the tracks are fresh, or, you know, you can kind of age them better. Is that the other one there?
Actually, it looks like there's 3.
No, it's still only 2, I think. Something happened where it like turned around. Oh, that's why. It just went to there and turned around and then went and did like a little. So it's still just the 2. So when you're driving around, you'll find a track, and then typically you'll try and box it in. You'll drive all the roads around it to try and make sure that it hasn't left. Now we found the tracks here, and we can drive all the way around them, basically, except for this little patch here. So we'll drive out to the end of this road, make sure they haven't left, and then we'll go back and we'll check that, and then hopefully they're in that patch of timber there. And if it has, you'll figure out where it's crossed another road, and then you drop another pin, and then you try and circle from there, and then maybe it crossed another road. If it crossed, it would have crossed, I don't know, maybe another 200 meters or so up the road here. Eventually you'll get to the point where you can box a cat in, and you'll know that it's in this one area because you've driven all the roads and it hadn't crossed or left. While you're doing that, you're looking for wolf sign, because wolves are really hard on the dogs. They don't always kill the dogs, but they'll go in and they'll fight them. So it's another reason that we like to run lots of dogs. It's pretty wild to see the switch, because when they're at home, they're perfectly content just to lay in front of the fire, or lay on the floor, or, you know, their beds or whatever. Like they have a switch. Those callers come out and they know it's time to go to work. It's go time. Eric, start running towards the sound of them dogs.
The pursuit of pride. We don't care if we drop that animal or harvest it or take it home.
Yeah.
Hurry up, they got him.
Like it's literally the feeling when your dogs have accomplished everything that you've been training for all season in some of the worst terrain, the hardest country, the harshest weather with wet environments. There's nothing worse on a scent track than snow and rain.
When the moment first came to you, you were laying face down in the mud. Now you're standing back up on your feet, waiting for the rising up. We all look the other way, sweating like you're on the run. Hard times catching up when you leave.
That's a good time. Yeah.
So yeah, I've been calling it Pursuit of Pride, because it's the pride in the moment that you get there your dogs are there, everyone's happy, everyone's congratulating everybody's dogs. They're appreciating the dogs and the effort that they've put in. We own a kind of a weird storefront. So we have Gunsmoke, which is firearms and fireplaces. And it kind of came together because my parents owned a chimney sweeping company when I was growing up. So we started out as a chimney sweep company. They got a Regency fireplace dealership and then opened a storefront. And because my dad was a firearm collector and kind of hobbyist gunsmith, he opened up a retail gun shop in conjunction with his fireplace shop. So we used to have a niche in pistols, handguns. When the government freeze went in, so no transfer of handguns anymore, it took away all of that business from us. So pretty devastating to a small business, considering that was a large majority of what our annual sales were. Stemming from that, my husband and I, Darren, started up custom rifles because we need to make money elsewhere, and we're all about diversifying however we have to keep our family business afloat.
Maybe going the whole done that, except
This
for the
is
bolt.
this is really nice.
Yeah, see, that's what my bolt is on my Tika.
I've done quite a few in that color.
Yeah.
The reason that we build custom rifles is because we can't afford to pay other people to. Factory guns are built to a SAMI specification, and they are twisted to shoot one class of bullet. You cannot shoot 195 grain or 190 grain bullet out of a 708, and it's really tough to shoot the 120 grain bullet that the 708 would shoot in a 7 PRC if you were going based off of SAMI specifications. But if you want to build a custom 708 and you want to shoot the 190 grain burger, we can twist it for that. If you want the 7 PRC to be a laser beam and you want it to shoot the 120, 130 class bullet, we can twist it for that.
We can pretty much do a made in Canada rifle in and around that $5,000 mark. Like, it's not unobtainable.
It's a passion. It is by no means a get rich quick scheme.
But the other side of it is kind of selling guns to the people that we put through our PAL course. We see a lot of brand new shooters, hunters, collectors, whatever their journey starts as. When they come out of our classroom, we tend to see them in the storefront too, to just start exploring their options as to where their shooting career can take them.
How many people here have not loaded and fired a firearm?
What is the PAL?
The PAL is the Possession and Acquisition License, so it is the Canadian version of a firearms license. You are required to have one in order to possess or own or use a firearm in Canada.
So you can do everything that in the practical test that you have to do. No, there's two parts where you have to lift it and point it. But other than that, it can all be done on the table.
My father teaches that course. He does a really good job at it. He has always had a love for helping people, especially in a sense of like helping people that are new to something.
The other hint I can give you is when you unload these firearms, you will drop the ammo. Okay? It will hit the floor. That's normal. Do not bend down to pick up the ammo, because this is what happens. When you point the gun at us, you go home. So those little tips will help you not point the gun at us. When you point it at us in the test, you go home. Okay? So this portion is the best part, I think, of the way we teach the course, just because it takes all the nerves away once you've done it. You're not put on the spot in front of everybody else, and you are allowed to make mistakes.
And he aims it in a way that it's not just the book paper that you read through a novel and listen to the guy drone on endlessly. He wants to put as many firearms in your hand as possible during the course to be able to give you as much hands-on knowledge as possible. Because let's face it, when you look at a firearm in a book, it's a whole lot different than having it in your hands and being able to see where the safety is, how it works, how that firearm loads, how you know it's unloaded. He's put a great deal of effort into making sure that his course lets people leave feeling extremely confident in the knowledge that they've obtained.
like you're on the run. Hard times catching up when you're leaving under the gun. So how does it feel? Some wounds don't ever heal. Eye for an eye, praying for a sign. Blinded by the pain you can't conceive. Tearing you up inside, keep you up at night. Warn